Hi everyone, I'm Sid again, and a couple of months back, I reviewed the LeEco Le Max2. Here's how. Hi everyone, I'm Sid with Arivan Mobiles, and today I'm going to review the Le Max2. LeEco was previously known as Le TV. Focusing on performance now, it packs in a Helio X10 chipset, which again is generally found in higher-end devices. Lastly, the design on this one is super great. It is one of the best looking budget phones in the market right now. What's with that hairstyle? Anywho, I really liked the device when it arrived and it went on to be a very popular budget smartphone. However, its more expensive counterpart, the Le Max Pro, did not click the right buttons. So, LeEco has proved itself as a very compelling offering when it comes to the sub 15K budget smartphone category, yet it hasn't yet tapped the mid-range segment. However, with the new phone, the Le Max2, the company seems to be on the right track. It's a very good phone. But how good is it compared to the competition? How good or bad is it when compared to the OnePlus 3? And more importantly, should you be buying this phone? Well, stay with me till the end and I'll answer all that and more for you. So like always, I'd first like you to take a peek at the spec sheet of this phone, and trust me, it's a treat to read the sheet. The phone comes in two variants and we are going to review the higher end one. Look at that sheet. Good display, check. Processor, check. RAM, check. Cameras, check. Everything else you can check, I'll wait. So clearly, in terms of numbers, this phone can shame a lot of the competition out there, but can it do so in real life too? Let's find out. We'll start with designing first. The phone's design seems to be inspired from LeEco Le Max2 quite a lot, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It was a gorgeous device. Talking about the build quality, it's made up of metal from both back and on the front. And this is one thing that OnePlus 3 breaks. It breaks the metallic continuity. As a result, this phone from front looks better than OnePlus 3. However, it has its own share of problems. Being metallic means it's more slippery. It also is thicker and heavier than the competition. Plus, a 5.7-inch screen might not be for everyone. But I'll come to the screen later. The other issue is that the camera lens protrudes out and the bands on the back are quite visible. Also, there's a fingerprint scanner on the back. The fingerprint scanning was slow throughout my review period. However, recently, it even stopped accepting my fingerprints. So that may be a case of a faulty product than a faulty feature. But I'm not yet done with the designing. There is one more thing that you need to know about the designing, and that is the phone does not have a 3.5mm jack, which means your current speakers and your current set of headphones won't natively work on this device. Now, I don't know whether to cringe about it or not because this is the inevitable future. 3.5mm jacks would be gone in the future phones and not just Android. But the thing is, generally, when you omit a 3.5mm jack, the form factor becomes thinner, and that's not the case here. So the only good thing that you get with this omission is CDLA, Continuous Digital Lossless Audio, which is very clear and very good. But the only issue is that not many manufacturers are making CDLA compatible headphones as of now. So it'll take time to catch up. Meanwhile, the company gives you a free adapter with which you can connect to your 3.5mm jack devices, and that works too, but you don't get the same kind of experience. By the way, since we are talking about sound experience, there are two speaker grills at the bottom, but only one of them works. However, it's loud enough and it gets the job done. Plus, you get Dolby Atmos if you don't find it crisp enough. Now let's talk about the display of this device. It's a Core HD IPS LCD screen with good contrast and sufficient brightness, though the viewing angles could have been a bit better. But anyway, it's a very crisp display. Though a 5.7-inch size without one-handed mode present might not fit everyone's palm. Heading now to performance, you get the latest and greatest processor from Qualcomm, Snapdragon 820. And add to it 6GB of RAM, and you have on board better specifications than flagships like the Samsung Galaxy S7 or the LG G5. Also, it's very fluid in routine tasks, no matter what you do with it. And if you are a gamer, the games run very smooth on this phone, as you can see on your screen. However, the speaker is wrongly placed, no matter how you hold the phone. Coming now to software, the EUI has improved a lot and it's a little bit more stable than it was on LeEco Le Max2, though random crashes are still there. Apart from this, like most other Chinese UIs, it lacks an app drawer, it is themable and customizable, but it takes a while to get the hang of accessing quick toggles from the multitasking screen, and I don't like it at all. What I do like is the presence of an IR blaster on this phone, which makes it a useful universal remote. Apart from this, you get a lot of software goodies. You get free movies for a year, you get free live TV for a year, and you get 5 TB of cloud storage on board. But now let's head to the cameras of this phone. The rear one is a great shooter. It shoots well indoors, great outdoors, decent in low light, and even better with flash. And though the HDR mode is noticeable, it takes a while to process the images while you shoot. In fact, I gave this phone to a friend of mine who's a photographer and she liked it a lot. But I personally feel that the phone becomes jerky when the lighting changes. Turning to the front camera now, I had no issues whatsoever here. And I do like the viewfinder too. It has a lot of cool filters and features apart from pro mode and slow motion video capturing. So basically the cameras are good on this phone, and the last thing I need to talk to you guys about is the battery life. Now it only has 100 mAh of more battery than the OnePlus 3, yet this phone outlasts OnePlus 3 when it comes to battery life. And this is apart from the fact that it has a Quad HD screen and a bigger display. So that pretty much sums all my in-depth analysis of the LeEco Le Max2. And now it is time for my verdict. So, how's the phone? Well, it's good. It's really good. It's a power-packed performer with some exclusive software features and a 2K resolution packed under $500, under 30,000 Indian rupees. But how's it in competition with OnePlus 3? Well, here's how I see it. If you want stock Android, if you want slimmer design, if you want a 3.5mm jack, then it makes all the more sense to go for a phone that costs you 2,000 rupees lesser than this one. Go for OnePlus 3. However, if you want free movies and TV shows, if you want a QHD screen to watch them, and if you want a remote control, then it makes sense to go for LeEco Le Max2. Also, if you don't want 6GB of RAM and 64GB of storage, the other variant of LeEco Le Max2 is priced at around 24,000 rupees. And the only difference is RAM and storage. The processing and the display and all the features remain the same. And that is priced 5,000 rupees less than the OnePlus 3. So, kudos to LeEco Le Max for coming out with a phone like this, an option like this for potential OnePlus 3 buyers. These phones might be the reason that OnePlus 3 has got invite free this time, and these phones might also be the reason that OnePlus 4 might feature a Quad HD display. So that's what I thought about the new LeEco Le Max2. If you have any questions about the device or need any suggestions, post them in the comment box below. You know I love to answer your questions. Also, if you haven't already, do hit that subscribe button. It's very important. Lastly, press like, hit share. I'm Sid, and I'll see you in some other video. Ciao.